Hello again, this is Yellow Star. In the last video, I ended up talking about my Bible and then my new Bible, and then I realized that I was running out of time. So I'm gonna pick up where I left off. It's like almost midnight-ish, and it hasn't been a long day. I feel like it's Sunday, so Sunday's kind of a chill day for me anyway. So I'm in like a really chill mood. So I'm not like, because sometimes I just have like more energy, but I'm just like very chill, very mellow right now today. So I think we're all like that sometimes. Alright, so the Bible that I was talking about is this one, and everything is flip-flopped in this video. I don't understand that. I don't understand why everything is mirrored the wrong way. But this is the Bible that I'm talking about, and they cannot sell it any more than $24.99 because that's the price in the back. But yes, like I was telling you read, it's a reading Bible. It's in the Message translation, of course, but it's a daily reading Bible. So every day you're going to be reading a passage, and it's like a realistic reading portion. But if you wanted to read more, you could. And if you wanted to read less, you could, because that's why it's called the Message Remix Pause, because there are pause buttons throughout the entire passage that you're reading for that day that you could pause, that if it was going too quickly for you, or if you had to get up and you're like, oh, I can't read all of this right now, then there's a pause button. So it says like TiVo for your Bible. For instance, the first day, this is going to be reversed, but it has Genesis, and you can read here. This is the pause button, so you could stop and come back the next day, or you can keep reading all the way through, and it'll have a passage from the Old Testament and a passage from the New Testament every day for you to read. And so it gives you, when you get done with either the Old Testament or the New Testament, it has a rewind button, and this is just asking questions like about what you just read, to kind of make you think a little bit, to make sure that you're not just like blah 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 blah. And when you begin to read like a new chapter like Genesis, and then you start reading John for the first time, it's going to introduce you to that book of the Bible, not chapter. When you start reading a new book the first time, it's going to introduce there's going to be a small introduction like that. And so daily you'll read, and it has it off by days, like 1, 2, 3. And it's not like jumbled. You're going to be reading through the books of the Bible. The book that you're reading, you're not going to like read John 5 and then go back and read John 1. It goes in an order, but it mixes them. It intertwines Old and New Testament into different passages. I don't know if that makes any sense. On the 7th day of your reading, for that week, it's a pause day. Not a pause day. It's like a day of rest or something. On the 7th day, yeah, you pause, and it just asks you questions about what you've read for that week. So that is pretty awesome. But I decided to buy a new Bible because I didn't like the Bible that I had. It smelled like bubble gum, and that's because I've had that Bible cover since I could have just gotten a new Bible cover, but I didn't really like the translation I was reading. I don't even know what translation it is. But the Bible cover smelled like bubble gum. This is going to sound really nasty, but because I've had that Bible cover for a while, so in church or in youth group, whatever, I chew gum, wrap it up in the wrapper, and stick it in the pocket. There is so much gum in that pocket, and that's why it smells. But it's not like, it's nasty, a nasty gum smell. So yes, that's my new Bible. But even in that, even in buying a new Bible, like, I really like reading that. I really enjoy the font, and I enjoy reading it. And I found that I enjoy reading the Old Testament part more than the New Testament right now. I don't know, like, there's stories, but I really like the stories. Like, I don't know, I'm just like, oh, and I don't, it doesn't, yeah, but I'm still learning. But I liked reading the Old Testament parts over the New Testament. It might just be because in college I took a New Testament class, and So I just read through most of the New Testament. Didn't make it through all the way, which is kind of sad. But yeah. So I probably like, I just read this, which, yeah, you know. But I was like, I'm really slacking off in that department. And I feel like a lot of people are. And this really, honestly, it's like a realistic way to read through the Bible. And it's, for me, it's fun. And it was just, it's an easy read. It's doable. And if it's not, it has pause buttons. So, yeah. I was reading the Bible, but I knew that I needed to step it up and do something else that would sustain me throughout the summer. And even when I first bought the Bible, it was just like, okay, so I bought a new Bible, and it was fun for the first couple days. But then you start making excuses because you start making excuses. Like, I would do it at night. And I know doing it at night before you go to bed is a little sketchy anyway, because you're half asleep and people are like, you should wake up and read the Bible. Which for some people, I felt like I can't do either. So I'm still trying to find a time. But since I was doing it at night before I went to bed, but I would start falling asleep. And yeah, it's not like I wasn't like when I read, I was just physically tired. I was like, oh man, I'm falling asleep. So then, okay, you'd be like, do it right when you get up. But honestly, I'm not a morning person. Like, my mental state when I wake up, or if I'm woken up in the morning, my sister will wake me up and be like, feed the dogs, or she'll tell me something important. And I just look at you and I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll go back to bed and I won't feed the dogs because I thought that she fed them and I didn't really comprehend what she was saying to me. I don't even remember her talking to me in the morning. So yeah, that's a problem. So in the morning, right when I wake up, that's not a good time to do it. Maybe after I'm like a little bit. But anyway, I'm still trying to find a good time to read your Bible. And if you feel like you're slacking, to do something about it before it's too late. Because if you're realizing that you're doing it, at least you're realizing it. Like, own up to it and try to change. Because with realization comes responsibility. Like, you're realizing that you're not reading your Bible. I know before, dare say, I'm only 20 years old, so a lot of what I'm saying could just be weird, but before you really catch yourself, I'm like, wow, I'm really slacking off. It's kind of almost accidental, but the moment that you realize, oh, I'm not reading my Bible, oh, I'm not spending time with God, then afterwards, it's not an accident anymore. It's kind of on purpose. You're either going to on purpose, like maybe you don't mean any harm, but you know that you're not spending time with God and you're not doing anything about it. So you're either going to ignore it on purpose or you're going to change on purpose. So I'm going to try to change on purpose, or just not going to do anything, which is sad because it's like, if you're realizing this, then change. And I'm trying to change, and I know that it's hard because I'm doing it and it's hard and I feel like I'm blabbing, so I'm going to stop. Another area that I slacked off in is definitely in the physical department. And if you've ever slacked off in exercise, you know what I mean. Because after you slack off and then you try to go back, or if you've ever slacked off and then you went back and you're like, this is torment, and then you slack off again, it's harder to start back up because you know that it's going to be difficult because you've already slacked off before and it was so stinking difficult. So that happened to me this semester. Totally slacked off, and like my body physically now, I've gained weight. Well, you can probably kind of tell on my face or something like that. Like, I can tell, I know that I'm not overweight or anything, but you know, there's those levels in your body, those weights that you're comfortable at, and those where I'm like, no. And how I see exercise is, why not be in the best shape of your life? I mean, you're alive, why not live the best? So, while I've been out of school, I've been like all talk, no action, a little action. But I'm like, I really have to crack down. For me to get back into exercise and stuff, I'm going to have and get down to the weight that I want to be back at, I have to map out everything that I'm going to do. I have to make a schedule weekly, what I'm going to do on what date, what I'm doing specifically, etc., etc. As far as eating goes, I know that like to lose weight, you have to do certain blah blah blah. I like to eat food a lot, so I know in the beginning I think I'm gonna have to like cut back, like to get back to the weight that I want. Like cut back a bit or eat healthier or something like that. And then when I start to increase my cardio, when my cardio endurance starts to increase and I can do a lot more cardio, then I'm going to just start eating like or eating kind of whatever I want, not really caring as much because I'll have enough cardio to do that. But right now I don't think. I mean, it's not really that bad, but I think I need to do cardio. Basically, I'm kind of toning back up and like losing a little bit. So I guess this is a summer for change. I might be doing an internship now. Totally, like my plans would totally go into a swirl whirl because it would be in another state, and so that would totally make the whole workout thing way more difficult. But you figure it out, okay? So if you're realizing in your life that you need to change, you need to transition, you need to do something else, you need to step it up. That's what I told myself. I told myself I need to step it up and stop being lazy and take advantage of life physically, spiritually, anyway. So if you're feeling the same, then it's time to change. Do what you can to change it. Start planning, write it down, start tomorrow. There's no need. Why are you going to put it off? Because you're just going to keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and you'll never do it, and then you'll look back, oh, I wish I would have, like, oh, I wish I would have worked out yesterday. Well, just start doing it, and you'll thank yourself so much better, and showing God that you're diligent and that you take advantage.